Milkman Lewis, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me. It is time once again for another Howling Mood podcast. We're in our third season. Now, this is a season premiere. We are here with Gamer Girl Coco, my bestie,
Hello.
and we're also here with Dark Matter Lord 28, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you may know him as Toby. So we are talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the new game that Gunn is bringing out. After bringing out Friday the 13th, we all know it, we all love it. We are all hyped for Texas Chainsaw. There's just been a play test build that was out for PC only. Seen a lot of videos about it. Got us hyped. We did see some of the things that gone down. Bestie, we'll start with you first. You're hyped for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What do you think going in? What are you hoping for?
Going in, I'm hoping that from videos I've seen about how certain characters can hide in certain areas, like when you turn off the light. Is it really so dark to where the killers can't see? You know? Because I've seen characters hide behind a couch and a killer just don't even know it. And it's like, you would think they would notice it, but they don't. So I'm excited to see like the whole hiding areas and stuff like that, playing with all kinds of people.
What are you hyped about, Toby? Are you hyped about the same things, or you got other things?
I'm mostly hyped about Killer.
So you're going to be a killer main?
What's interesting is like you said, with the F-13, it's one killer, Jason, and there's loads of other survivors. But with this one, they're branching out. They're doing more killers, which I think will be quite interesting to see. Me, I haven't watched too many videos on it, so I don't know much about Killer. I mainly watch Survivor.
I mean, it's exciting though because the killers, there are three coming after you and not just one.
Yeah. Well, that's what's
Right.
most exciting about it.
Right, and what I also like about it is that when you are playing as killer, you're playing as a group of killers. You, as the group, are able to talk to one another, and the survivors can talk to themselves without the killers knowing it. And I think that brings a lot more interesting stuff to the table, so to speak, because that way, when you're Jason, of course, now on F-13, and as it's coming into the end of its life cycle, you have to where Jason can't really hear you, or you can't hear counselors, one another unless you have a walkie-talkie, and Jason's just like a hit or miss. But as to where TCM, you're only your killers are talking to one another, as I said, and then your actual survivors are talking to each other. This way, you're not getting, the killers are or can actually sneak up on the survivors, and the survivors can try to do their own things to avoid the killers.
Yeah, very exciting. Like I said, hiding spots. Some of them look like they were too open, but if it's really pitch dark, oh my god, there's going to be so many places to hide. I guess it's all about being stealthy.
Right. They did show there are four. What is there? Is there three maps or four? I think there's four maps.
I think
There's
I saw four.
there's the farmhouse, the slaughterhouse, the junkyard, I think, and then I think
Hmm.
there's the gas station, which we haven't seen much of the gas station. So I'm kind of hyped about it. I think my main killer is going to be Drayton Sawyer. A lot of people call him the cook. That's going to be my main. I think he can actually hear. Of course, then again, I'm going to try every cook or every cook. I'm going to try every survivor and every killer to kind of get exactly a feel of what I want, of who I want. But I want to try to main the cook. We can do whatever. Bestie, you want to do Sissy, I'm sure.
Yes, I wanted to try her because when I read more about what she was going to be doing, I really like that she's kind of like humming like what is it, like a Christian type music or something. She's like humming something. It's like musical, but she looks really cute, and I'm always for playing girls and
Well, yeah, it's true. Do you have a killer main, Toby, or are you just going to try them all out and then get your best fit?
Yeah, because usually I go into games with looking at the characters and going, yeah, I'm going to do that. But with this one, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try and play all the characters I can. Which one I think is best suited for me, I'll try and do more of,
Right.
or try and go and do.
My only thing is, playing, with us, or amongst friends, we're
Hmm.
actually going to be okay with, like, okay, I'm picking this killer, you're picking that killer. But if we're
Hmm.
playing against randos, we may not get the killer that we want. So someone may pick the killer,
Exactly.
so
Hmm.
we may have the luck of the draw. So it's much easier to, say that we're going to have the killer, but it's much more challenging to know that the other randos out there are going to be picking those killers. So it's like we have to get used to, we have to branch out into the actual uh, getting actual all the killers to actually know, hey, I know how to play as the cook, I know how to play as Sissy, I know how to play as Johnny, I know how to play as Leatherface, Bubba, I know how to play as the hitchhiker. So we all got to get down there, how it is. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a feel of it before I actually start streaming it. I'm actually going to get a feel of it. Take a day or two and kind of get a feel of it, or I'm just going to go in and just go, uh, just go into it like, okay, this is what's going to happen.
Hmm.
Because
That's a good idea as well.
when I played F-13 for the first time, it was it was easy to figure out the counselor, but when you're Jason, you got to figure out the shift. You got to time your shift. You got to figure out your
Mm-hmm.
kills from the weapon wheel. You got to figure out all the stuff that Jason had to do. I think being Jason was much more challenging than being the actual counselors or survivors, whatever they would call them. Some say they were survivors, some say counselors. So it'd be a lot more, it's a lot more challenging to play as Jason. And I think it's going to be in the same scenario here with the killers. I think it might become a little bit as easy, but also as a challenge as well. And I think the survivors are a challenge.
I disagree with that. I don't think being the people is going to be easy because if you do like say like someone on your team is like just trying to fast ass it, just get their things quick. If they do that, then you know,
Well, I
make
can understand.
noise, then you're screwed.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I can see your point. You
I
also
don't
got
think it's going
those.
to be easy is all I'm saying is that it's going to
Well,
be a little bit.
I can see your point. I forgot about those little noobs in there. That you're going to get noobs in there who are just going to go up and try to
Well, I mean,
fight
we're
the
all
killer.
going to be noobs. I'm just saying if they're just going to rush it, it's going to be kind of hard. But if you get a good team of people and you don't rush it, don't really make much noise, I think it'd be all right. But it just depends on how you play it.
True. What I do like though is number one, uh, you cannot kill any of the killers or any of the family. But I did see a video where you could actually knock them down. Uh, I think you could. I don't know about knocking Leatherface down, but I know that I saw Drayton the cook and I saw the hitchhiker. Somebody come through a door, or they could actually push him down. And there is one of the guys. Survivor, one of the male survivors that can actually do that. One of his actual uh, perks or one of his actual things is he can actually rush into the killer, and like if a survivor is being what's the word, cornered by a killer, he can actually come in and knock the killer over to actually help the other survivor escape. I think that's how it goes. But like I said, you can't kill the killer, so which you shouldn't be able to kill the killer in Texas Chainsaw. They're trying to kill you. But a lot of objectives going on. There's a lot of things that that are really exciting. I'm
I mean,
hyped.
me personally, I already know that the killer I really want to play with the most is Sissy, but The character wise, I think her name's Connie. I want to be her because I've noticed that her ability to make noise is really, really less, and she can loot quick without making too much noise.
Well, like I said, it's going to be a challenge for us all to figure it out. I just wish they had more variety of of survivors to choose from because
They might add more later.
I
You
mean,
never know.
yeah, I just from the survivors that I saw, I don't know, and the actual abilities and stuff they got. I'm kind of like on the edge of that. I don't know exactly which killer I'm going, or I know pretty much the killer I want to do, unless my mind changes. But as far as the survivors, I'm like really like up in the air. I don't know what survivor I want to go with, and I
Well, if
think
you're playing with
Connie.
me, you're not Connie.
But I think that the whole survivor aspect, it's going to be about stealth. And a lot of there is only a couple of them that have the stealth, but you need to have that stealth because you need to be able to get in a good hiding place and stuff like that. I also heard that Leatherface spawns in the basement with the
Yes.
survivors. So you could possibly get killed within 20 or 15, 20 seconds into the game.
Depends on how much noise you make.
Now, yeah, but still, it's something to really be excited for. It's something to be hyped for. We're all hyped. We're all ready.
What about you,
Uh,
Toby? Do you already know what person you want to play as?
No, like I said, I haven't seen much on the game. I don't know all the characters. I've only ever seen a couple when people were playing. I don't know what their names are, nothing. I'm just gonna go into it and just see.
He's gonna wing it.
Yeah, it's basically my. I'm gonna wing it.
gonna wing it, wing it, wing it. I
Yeah.
already know I'm going to be a noob. I can feel it now. But yeah, it's exciting. It's something fresh. It's new. It has to be better than Evil Dead. That game was a complete letdown. We'll get into that here in just for a second. That game was a huge letdown. I went into that game excited coming out. It's something new. It was something different than F-13. It was something different than DVD, and it's like this is awful because uh, the what are they killer or whatever it was in there the whatever they called him in there. I don't know. Is it? But anyway, they were too OP in my opinion. You had to have a real good team in order to defeat them because it's just that whenever you played against
What
the
game is
AI,
this?
Evil Dead. When you played against the AI, it was different. But when you played against somebody who knew what they were doing as the killer, and they were like really OP,
Yeah, that's the thing that really sucks with new games is like you'll have people who's been playing it so long, and then when it's like released on a different platform, it's like, oh, you're new, but it's like their killer is already maxed out and you're screwed and you never live. I just wish they made it to where like if you're a new player, they put you in a lobby with other new players. Like some kind of like system, like if
Mm,
they're a certain level, then that's what your killer is gonna be. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But I don't think they will ever do anything like that.
well, no, and it's just because you get in the aspect, you know, or you get in a routine of playing with certain survivors, certain killers, but then you can only level up as quick as you can, but somehow these others are getting levels higher than you. So Evil Dead was a letdown, and DVD, I can't play that game anymore. I streamed it for 22 minutes the other day, or just a little earlier today. Of course, this will probably be a few days prior to after the fact that I'm with this podcast. But
Anyways.
anyways, DVD, I can't play that game anymore. But I think TCM gives DVD a challenge. It gives them a run, and I think hopefully we can get ourselves.
Oh yeah, DVD's gonna have to step it up. way big if they're gonna try to outdo gun media. But honestly, if things go good and hopefully there ain't a lot of, misfortunes that happens along the way, like hopefully we never get into another lawsuit again or, you know, anything like that.
I have I have read news on that part about Texas Chainsaw that they've they've thought all of it out about like how F13 failed, and apparently
Yeah.
they've figured that all out, and they're making sure they're not gonna
I
happen.
mean, I know it was like an accident and everything like that. I don't
Hmm.
blame gun media at all. Like Friday the 13th was a really great game.
Hmm.
I feel like that lawsuit should have never happened because the game was already out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right,
Like
but
if it
gun.
was like they should have done something in the beginning if, what's his name? Didn't like he should have said something sooner.
Victor Miller, Sean Cunningham, yeah.
Yeah.
But with TCM, the only problems I'm seeing, there is no lawsuit, but there could be some kind of things tied to Toby Hooper, which is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre director. I think he directed 1 and 2, so I can see that something be going on with them. But I think Guns probably already covered their tracks. They probably already covered their tracks by really taking a few years and mapping this out, getting it together, doing the mocaps and everything else, and having all that set up. I think they're going to be there. I'm hoping we can get part two.
I'm hoping things ain't gonna be able to get hacked. I
Uh,
mean, I get it. Every game is you could get hacked in any game. I know that. It's just that it's really gonna suck when it comes out and people already know hacks and they're doing stuff to make Grandpa come alive and have ultimate abilities already. It's just
Hmm.
well, when you're playing with PC people, anything could happen.
yeah.
Lag switching, uh,
Mhm.
turbo, turbo keys or turbo controllers, whatever they got to do to mod and hack. But it's something, Wes Wes Keltner said this game is intended to play with your friends. It's intended to be fun. It is not competitive. Tell that to the many people who say this game is going to be competitive. I'm going to destroy these people right now. So
Okay.
yeah. But anyway, I'm hoping part two comes into this. I would love to see Chop Top in there. And I would love to see Stretch and Lefty, which that kind of serves the purpose of putting Lefty in there because Dennis Hopper is passed. So I don't know. It's just hype. We're going in hyped. Tell us in the comments section of the podcast, dear folks, if you are excited for TCM. Who is going to be your killer main? Who is going to be your survivor main? Or are you going to be like Toby and just go right into the game and say, hey, look, I'm going to take a look and see who I'm going to main, and I'm going to do it. Do we have anything else to talk about, or are we just going to?
I'm good. Like I
Toby, you
said,
have any final comments?
so excited for the game. Very excited to see these hiding places. I mean, I'm hoping it's as good as people made it seem, or was it really all just crap? Like, we're just gonna pretend we didn't see him, you know?
Right.
Hopefully, the hiding spots are really good.
Yeah. Let's
This one.
let's.
Toby,
What? Sorry. What was that?
you got anything else to add?
I just I just hope that the game developers are actually serious with this, and they're going to do everything they can to make it good and make it acceptable for other people to play. And
I have I have no doubts Gun will. A lot of people gave Gun all kinds of crap for game glitches, which every game has a glitch in it at some point. You
yeah,
there.
all games have their flaws.
Right. You show or you tell me or show me a game that did not have a glitch in it when it first came out, and I'll stand here and say I'm wrong. But no game is perfect at launch. But Gun could have done so many things if they did with F-13. I think this is Gun's. This is Gun's uh, new chance to show fans, hey, look, this is what F-13 could have been. And I think they're going to. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a great game, or is a great movie based on true events. Sure, we could have had a Nightmare on Elm Street game, we could have had a Halloween game, a Scream game, or whatever other games we could have had. A lot of people want Killer Clowns. We won't get into that. We'll do that hype a little bit later on. Actually, I'm not really that hype. But anyway, nonetheless, folks, if Bestie has nothing else to add and Toby has nothing else to add,
Nope.
I will tell you that we will see you in the next episode of the Howling Mood Podcast. Who knows what we'll be talking about, but let us know how hyped you are in the comments section, folks. And we will see you next time. Wolfman Lewis, always stay hungry, hungry like the wolf. Ow! I am out.